special.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special edition of Jamie's Vinyl Hideaway, the Vixens of Vinyl edition. Don't zoom in on that. Don't worry. It was a much slower version that played on the Noxema commercial back in the 60s when we were young. It was actually a hit. It's called a stripper. Anyway, but Vixens of Vinyl, what is that, you ask? Well, back in the early days of vinyl, you know, people didn't really know what to put, the executives, you know, what to put on a record, you know? And one thing that sells, especially if you're selling to the male audience, is a beautiful woman on the cover of an album. That has nothing to do with the record whatsoever. But these pictures range from, you know, very classy to kind of smutty. But smutty in 1968 wasn't too bad. So I'm going to show a bunch of records, and I'm going to start with the classical Vixen of Vinyl. Now here you have Franz Liszt Rhapsodies with a very classy looking woman drinking a martini with a man playing the violin. This was on Columbia, one of their classical series, the Six-Side Gray label. Oh, what's that? That's not cool. Anyhow, yes, it's not a bad album. If you like Franz Liszt and Hungarian Rhapsodies. But from there you have other records from the 50s. These are all from the late 50s, these records here. George Shearing. You ever hear the George Shearing Quintet?
He played piano, right?
Say again?
George Shearing played piano.
Yes.
Yes,
very popular back in those days. And this was the Black Satin record on Capitol.
That's a beautiful cover. No smut there.
No, this is good, clean stuff. Oh, nice Capitol Records, right? You know, just like the Beatles. This might be from the 60s. I think it's from the late 50s. Black Satin. If you got a little black satin, you might as well follow up with white satin. That's a very nice record, don't you think?
Nothing like a redhead.
Nothing like a redhead. This is
just
really
to plug
nice.
my people. My hairdresser. Mm-hmm.
George Shearing quit. George Shearing, his album covers were the best. Every once in a while you see a picture of George Shearing. You know, I don't know why you want to see that, but...
Handsome devil.
Right? You remember with the glasses?
Yes.
You've seen him, right? Yeah, it's a pretty...
He was hot.
Have you heard of Sam the Man Taylor?
I have not.
Sam the Man Taylor, like a go-to sax guy. You know, jazz, R&B, you know, show tunes, whatever it took. Sam the Man Taylor was your guy. And he put out a bunch of records, had a band. And this was like, Decca, a little pink Decca.
Oh, I like that.
My neighbor, oh, great.
What were they, like covers?
Say again?
Were the songs on their covers?
Oh, yeah.
You know, recognize
Come rain and come shine, when I fall in love, darn that dream, Deep Purple, Misty. Yeah, covers. A lot of these groups, or these artists, they did covers. A lot of covers. By the way, a very popular practice that you've probably heard of in the 50s and 60s is...
elevate one boob and not the other?
Yeah. No, not that one. Not that one.
Okay.
Much more serious. You might have noticed this, but you know.
Blurry.
No, black musicians were often not on the album covers. To increase the saleability of certain locations.
Well, that sucks.
Even Motown did that in the very beginning, supposedly, with Mr. Postman and all. But anyway, Sam the Man Taylor is one of those examples. You don't see him on very many of his album covers. Yeah. Moving right along. Oh, some artists are Vixens of vinyl all by themselves. They, not only, do they sing, but they're models and actresses in this case. Julie London, this is the first Julie London album. You familiar with Cry Me a River? Her
Yes.
version of Cry Me a River?
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra.
What, did he do like a speeded up version of it, Justin Timberlake?
Not so speeded up, but it's beautiful.
I was just wondering because Joe Cocker did that speeded up version of Cry Me a River. This is just so smooth and mellow, just a guitar and drums, I think.
So she could sing.
Oh, Julie London, yeah, she put out a ton of records too. I think she started as a singer.
Oh.
Then they realized, well, we're gonna put you in the movies.
What's that label? That's a nice label.
This is Liberty, on the Liberty, yes, Liberty. And all her records are on Liberty, and she's got a lot of them, and she looks very good on all the album covers.
Well, go figure.
Speaking of a celebrity singer,
There's my girl.
right? Tina Louise. Oh, by the way, I've been saving this shrink wrap just for this. This is the only,
Isn't that my record?
right, but really, you got me the George Sanders and I got you the Tina Louise, but in reality I got myself the Tina Louise and you got yourself the George Sanders record.
I'd say.
Anyway, this is a new release
I got the bag.
on Concert Hall Records. And she sings, nice voice, and I'm taking this
For the edification of your viewers who might be Gen XYZ or millennial,
Oh, Ginger.
they might not know who she is.
Right, and you will tell us.
And
who
she was my idol.
And she was.
She was Ginger on Gilligan's Island. So when they went out for their 3-hour tour and they became shipwrecked, she miraculously had all these evening gowns with her.
What?
So she was able to wear her
Hey.
evening gowns throughout how long was that series on? 3 hours? 3 years?
Oh, yeah.
Long
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, they finally found them.
But I'm a redhead because of her.
But because.
Yeah.
Wait, that's not your natural hair color?
Well, I have enhanced it in some ways. Nature is not my best friend.
Okay. Hey, speaking of celebrities, here's a celebrity that is not singing on the album cover.
Man, I'd love to have that phone. Look at that green
Right?
phone.
Jane Mansfield gracing the
Jane Mansfield.
Music for Bachelors. Henry Ray and his orchestra. I mean, these are kind of like, well, let's see what, these are kind of like easy listening records, most of this stuff. And, Jane Mansfield's on several album covers. This is the only one I have.
And there she is in
With
her
Jane
baby doll
Mansfield.
pajamas.
Right? I think that if you look close, they're see-through. By the way, young, very young people, which would have been me when this came out, if I was alive at all, you would study these album covers to great extent.
To see what?
To see more than you think you're supposed to see. You know what I mean?
That sounds a little desperate.
Moving right along. You know Les Baxter,
Yes.
the composer that did movie soundtracks? Well,
Yeah.
this is Les Baxter's composition La Femme.
La Femme.
But this is not Les, this is Frank with a CK. What kind of Frank is that?
Franck.
Frank Purcell and his French string. So yeah, how would you say that?
Franck. No, you did good. Franck Porcel.
Ah. Okay, all right. If you insist.
I'll tell you what. I
Yeah,
know
little
that I know that
drawing on the back.
I know everyone's looking at something else, but I absolutely love that vase. That's
Right?
that's a nice vintage piece of glass.
Right, hey.
That's worth a couple shekels right there.
There you go. Also on the
hell
Rainbow
with the
Capital.
gentleman.
But yeah, this is just like one of those records that comes up time and time again. Good artwork there. Oh, go talk about easy listening. From easy listening, you move into Exotica with Martin Denny.
Oh, I like Exotica. It's kind of like loungy sounding.
Well, right, yeah, it's very, and some of these, like this one in particular, is, there's all kinds of sounds in the background. Strangers in Paradise. Anyway, the model on the Martin Denny records, this is also on Liberty. See, Liberty was a pretty cool label. They did a lot of cool stuff.
What were you? You were going to say something.
Yes, my other Martin Denny album.
Oh.
I just wanted to make sure I didn't get her name wrong.
Oh, yeah. What was her name?
Sandy Warner. Sandy Warner. I don't even know this is the same woman. But Sandy Warner was on all the Martin Denny, covers.
Oh, I see it.
All these, various, images of Sandy Warner, depending on quite a career for Ms. Warner, being on all the Martin Denny records. A very successful run of records he had. Oh, did you ever hear of Theodore Brickell?
Yes.
And Cynthia Gooding? Who would have figured they would have put out an album cover like that? Love Songs of Many Lands, sung by Cynthia Gooding and Theodore Brickell.
Young Man and a Maid.
Yeah, that's a recurring theme in these records. Young man and a maid. See, look, there's even a little drawing on the back.
Oh, well, now that's cute.
Oh, this is like Elektra. Oh, Electrolet records. Yeah, look at that old Electro label there. Yeah. This goes back.
What year is that?
Actually, I didn't get that on here. I should have wrote it up. I think it says 1958 here. I don't have my glasses. But if you had a pair, maybe they would show up miraculously. But 1958. These are all the 50s. Excuse me. Let me get these glasses here.
Well, you're lucky I have an
I don't want to tell anybody wrong. Oh, 1956, see?
Yeah. By 1958, her boobs had sagged a bit.
2 years? Oh, that is,
Gravity, man.
That's stuff like that. Anyway, Vixen of Vinyl. You can't talk about Vixens of Vinyl without talking about belly dance albums.
Dances of Port Said.
Said?
I bet you didn't know.
Muhammad El Bakar. He did a bunch of these for
and
the
his
Audio
what?
Fidelity album.
And his Oriental Ensemble? Is that
and his Oriental Ensemble.
Oh my, there's just a lot of
essentially this is
politically incorrect shit there.
Yeah, I know, it's Egyptian. What are they kidding? This is like Egyptian music. Pretty cool stuff, actually, if you like that kind of music.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
I like her belt as well.
Right. And anyway, Audio Fidelity, all their records had this band on the top.
They went to a lot of trouble to tell you stereo.
Oh yeah, because they were very proud of it. So, and one of the other Audio Fidelity records was Hawaii.
No, that's extremely tasteful. It's tasteful.
Right?
Johnny
Very
Pineapple.
tasteful. I'll try to get to something untasteful, but you seem to be doing all right here.
I'm all right.
By the way, we never thought we were going to get great I find. I mean, my lovely assistant to agree to this episode.
Hey, I'm no prude.
She thought I was going to get some really smutty stuff.
Hey, I've worn.
That's for the next show.
I've worn palm fronds in my day.
What's that?
The things that are covering her private areas. I've worn a palm frond or two.
You could wear that? I thought those grew on trees.
What?
Anyway, look at this audio. See, this is an older one for sure. But, good. When did this one come out? 57. So, oh wait, no. It was recorded in 57. 59, man. This shit is like This is as old as I am. You gotta know that's freaking old. Well, you don't have to know. It's better that you don't know.
No comment on that.
All right, now we're gonna jump a few years into the future, into the 60s. Things changed in the 60s.
Are we gonna have some covers with some hot men?
No, that's gonna be the studs of vinyl.
That would be hair bands.
Right, you're gonna have to do that one. No, in the 60s, you know, they could, you know, the art changed. You know, album covers changed, and then they started painting women. Painting women was a very popular thing in the 60s. And
Oh, that Tijuana Brass album with the whipped cream. Oh, that's something else. Never mind. Herb
well,
Alpert.
yeah, I could have brought that out, but that's kind of the quintessential, you know, Vixen of vinyl, by the way, that Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass Taste of Honey. Yeah, oh yeah. But anyway, but this isn't that.
No.
This isn't as good as that, but this had a big hit on it. You know what it was?
Penny Lane.
Says it right up on the front there. Love is Blue, remember?
Oh, I hate that song.
Love is Blue.
Oh, God.
Paul Marriott. All this guy ever did was instrumental covers.
Blue, blue.
But the album covers saved the record. But that was a big hit, which turns out was a cover in itself.
It was very unfortunate.
All right. Well, not to be outdone by Paul Marriott. Is that how you say that? Marriott? Marriott? What? How do you say that?
Moriat.
Moriat.
Like Maury.
Like Moriarty?
Like Maury County, Tennessee.
But George Martin. Remember George Martin?
I know George
One of the greatest
Martin.
producers of all time. He did
Oh,
some records.
George Martin. That George Martin.
Look at that, yeah. So doing
What he's got?
songs.
Ravi Shankar on there?
No, but he's got a painted naked girl with a sitar, so that's quite enough.
Oh, they're all. Oh, not all. It's all. That's all rock and roll
All
songs.
covers, Beatles songs, all mostly British stuff, but it's kind of instrumental covers. And of course, he was on United Artists, like the American Beatles soundtrack albums on United Artists. Oh, this is it. We're down to the end. This is it. This is a good album. Looks like a Joan Crawford or something. What
Looks
is that?
painful.
Right? It's like a scary kind of, but heck, it's a popular record on Davis.
So who's she?
It's just a model.
No, but it says something on the front. Faye.
Faye Richmond. That's not Faye Richmond on the front.
So who's Faye?
Faye Richmond is on the back. And
Oh.
Faye Richmond did a few albums for Davis Records in the late 50s. This one's from 59. And let's get an idea of the kind of songs on this one. I love these kind of songs. You Ought to See Her Box. Wow. Mama's Well Has Done Gone Dry. Where Can I Find a Cherry for My Banana Split? Ooh. And, and so on. Meat Man Pete. That sounds like a good one.
Meat Man.
Meat Man Pete. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a theme there.
But then there's also like, I Ain't Your Hen, Mr. Fly. I Ain't Your Hen, Mr. Fly Rooster. So it's a little bit of getting back,
They sound like country songs.
Yeah. So, yeah, but it's not, it's kind of like, blues, with Davis Records. But there you have it, Vixens of Vinyl.
Yeah,
Even in
show
a
the
book
book.
format.
Show the book.
Yeah, that's how I learned so much about these.
So are any of those records in that book?
Yes, some of them are in this book. Some of them are like not very exciting. I don't like want everything in this book for sure. Like I have the Lawrence Welk Vixen album. If anybody wants to buy it.
That's hot.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of faces.
Lawrence
It's
Welk?
just face. Yeah, Lawrence Welk.
This doesn't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they all did it. Everybody.
So country.
Anyway, you want to sell an album? Get some Vixens on there.
There you go.
That's it. I
Advice.
hope you enjoyed this show. Little different. Please subscribe, tell your friends, and that's it. Make a comment. Tell me about your favorite Vixen or vinyl, right? Anything else? Later.
Well, I don't know. Don't you have like a sign off?
I have a sign off. Later, man. Move it.
Yeah. See, I had to prompt him for that. Just another vixen behind the camera.